Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video. We're going to be flying the E-flite air tractor today. I'm going to be using my Spectrum NX10 and we have it all programmed up already. We're going to be flying it on the 4S 3200. This plane, you can fly it on the 4S or the 3S. I purchased this plane used. It had not flown. It was ready for the maiden, but a friend of mine by the name of Terry, and thank you Terry for giving me a good deal on this plane and being able to share the enjoyment of it. But Terry put a nice clear coat on it with Minwax. I think he used the foam brush, and it does have a little dust on it. I didn't have a chance to clean it off, but as you can see, it is really shiny. It has a nice smooth finish on it. Beautiful plane. We're going to make sure our throttle cut's on, and we're not going to run the whole battery down. I think you can probably get a good 10 to 11 minutes on it depending on how you're flying it. On these with the tail dragger, I like to put that under there and let it sit there because this does have safe setup. I use it sometimes if I get in a pinch. I, as many other pilots, don't need safe to fly, but it's nice to have. This comes with the AR637TA receiver, and it comes all set up, ready to go. You can bind it up to the profile in your radio. This is the air tractor profile, and I think the only thing you have to do is set up safe on a switch maybe, and you're ready to go. Normally there's a little fitting here, there's a little bracket, part of the latching mechanism, and it's supposed to be the GPS on this full scale one that shows where they've dusted already on their crops, and so that broke off. That's a really fragile thing. I think E-flite needs to update that. Hopefully they will, but that was already broken off when I got it. But Terry, a friend of mine, gave me a good deal on this plane. This is a really good plane even if you have to pay full price for it. And I have one of these you guys have seen. That's the air tractor version, or I'm sorry, the Sky Warden version. You can see we have flaps programmed in there on the switch. Checking our control surfaces, we're running full rates, and we have safe. We're going to turn safe off. We'll probably take off with half flaps. Might have mentioned this can run 3 and 4S, 2200 up to, this is like a 3200. I think I've flown a 4000 in it before with no problem. Obviously the bigger battery you fly, the more weight it's going to have. It really doesn't need a bunch of room to take off, but if you want it to look nice and scale, then we have a little bit of wind. We're actually going to be taking off with a tailwind. Don't usually recommend that, but we don't have much time to fly. So I'm going to get it right up. We're going to take flaps off. Nice big turn. Coming back down, we have a little breeze, which is not bad. This plane, you can really bank and yank it around. You can put a little rudder in it for some scale appearance. Nav lights here. These are used a lot for crop dusters. They can apply liquid or powder form. It would be really neat to have a system set up where you could put a little water in it. But maybe that's for another video, maybe for this winter or something, a project. They fly really nice. I don't have safe turned on because I'm kind of pulling around, pulling some G's and doing a little tighter flying so you can see it with this camera. But I'll kick safe on here and show you how it looks with safe. There's safe, hands off, flat and level. And then there's safe turned off. It's climbing just a little bit. I need to set up flaps on a flight mode. That way I can do on the fly trimmings where I have a little bit of down trim in my elevator. Let's do a full speed pass. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but I'll do it close by. Listen. It does have unlimited vertical with the 4-cell. I find I don't fly it much with a 3-cell just because I got used to that extra power. But this really floats around. I'm going to kick it back into half flaps. You can see how slow it goes. This is quite an interesting airframe to fly because it has a big wing area, but it's got some funny tendencies. They're not all bad, but you do have to be used to it when you're going to fly slow and low. That's still half flaps because it's so short coupled. And you look at the wingspan and you can see that the wingspan is almost more than the distance from the nose cone to the tip of the rudder. But they fly really nice. You don't have to be afraid to manhandle them. You'll be able to get some good low wing sport flying out of it if you're not afraid to pull on the stick and really crank around on that joystick. Just pretend you're the boss and you'll have fun. That's still half flaps. The way I have the flap set up on this is almost like speed brakes. We'll kick them in full and you can see it really slows down. I'm still on the throttle. We'll pull it around here. Now we are leading into the wind a little bit, but look how slow it'll slow right down. And if you're looking for a UMX airplane, E-flite makes a UMX air tractor. I highly recommend that airplane if you don't have one, because they're just like this one. They have a wide flight envelope. You can fly them slow, you can fly them fast. Very aerobatic. Very fun. And this is capable of a lot more than what I'm showing you here. It's just, I like flying at scale. That's not very scale. You can see it does outside loop. It won't hover, but it has enough power to pull out of a hover. So it has better than a 1-to-1 ratio on power. Let's do a speed pass. It's not the fastest plane, but it does sound good. All right, let's bring it in for landing. We might be a little. There we are, greased it in. Flies really well. It is pretty short coupled, so ground handling is a little squirrely. That's somewhat typical of a tail dragger, but also just the way the CG is. I don't know if you can see those lights. Nav lights are pretty cool. It's got 2 landing lights in the front, wing tips. I don't think it has anything in the back, which would be nice. I have flown this when it's pitch black, not this particular air tractor, but one of my others. And you'll probably see this in a playlist with some other air tractors. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a link for it in the video description. Again, this is unsponsored, unbiased perspective. So any links that you use, I don't get any kind of commission. Just share it in the fun of RC. So that's where I put my battery. If you're curious, that's where I put mine. And thanks for watching this one. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Subscribing helps the channel grow, and we're here to help grow the hobby. If you like the unsponsored, unbiased perspective on things, you're at the right place. I don't make any money on the videos or with the products. I just share in the fun of RC. So drop a comment or a question if you have one, and hit that like button if you like the video. That it lets YouTube and myself know what kind of content you guys like. Thanks for watching this one. Let's go fly.